Hey everyone, what's happening? I was thinking the other day and I realized that while my day in the life video is cool and chill and all, it doesn't really do a great job of explaining what exactly I do at my job, and I figured that's probably something you all want to know. So today I'm going to talk in detail about what I do at work. Okay, let's begin. Throughout my career, I've been mostly focused on writing mobile apps. And to be specific, when I mean mobile apps, I mean apps that tend to be more productivity or social focused. These are some of the apps that I've worked on. I'm what some people call a product engineer, since the engineering that I do is directly related to the product that people use. Some engineers are not product engineers by contrast, and they work to provide services for other software engineers or make improvements to websites and apps so that they run faster and so that they're up and running all the time. So in order to talk a little bit about my responsibilities as a product engineer, let's dive in and talk a little bit about the product process. We have a product manager or PM who kicks off this whole process by deciding on what we're building. It then gets handed over to a designer who figures out how is this thing gonna look, and then finally it gets handed over to the engineer who builds the thing. So let's walk through a simple example. So say that you and I are working on an app for food delivery. The product manager might say, hey, let's put a button on the home screen so that users can order their favorite dish from their favorite restaurant on one tap. The designer would then take it and then figure out how it's going to look on the screen by creating mock-ups. The mock-ups then get handed over to the engineer who implements and ships the feature to its users. The whole process is actually very collaborative and is usually not divided up like how I described as an assembly line. What actually happens is that we all provide our own expertise, but then we end up making a lot of decisions together. And so I would say a solid 20% of my time is spent doing exactly this. I should also mention that this process moves super quickly. It's not uncommon for us to conceive an idea and get it out within a week or two. Because there are several people involved in this process, to keep everyone in the loop, we have frequent meetings in order to communicate what we're all working on. Okay, so 20% of my time is spent working with PMs, designers, and other engineers to discuss what we're working on. Next, 70% of my time is spent building stuff. So based on the discussions we've had with the product manager and designer, it's up to me and the other engineers to build the thing. My process usually goes something like this. Number 1, figure out a plan for how to build the thing. I ask myself questions like, do I need to coordinate with other teams at my company in order to accomplish this? What classes am I gonna make? Should I use what Apple's provided me, or should I make my own custom version of it? How am I going to format the data that I want to show in the way that I want? And once I have a plan, sometimes I'll review it with other engineers to make sure that my plan makes sense. So lastly, I go and code according to my plan. And sometimes it goes according to plan and sometimes it doesn't, but it certainly helps to have a plan so that it saves time and frustration. In addition to building features, I will be fixing bugs in the meantime or making improvements to our tests and tooling to make development easier. So this whole portion of reading, writing, and fixing code takes quite a bit of time because of all the little problems I'm solving along the way, and so usually a large portion of my day is spent doing this. And so the last 10% of my day is spent doing miscellaneous things. Things like having one-on-ones with my manager and other people to talk about career stuff, participating in meetings in other parts of the company to find out what everyone is working on, and just kind of working and participating in any other areas that I'm passionate about at work. Okay, so if my math is correct, that comes out to 100%. 20% collaborating with cross-functional roles, 70% building and coding, and 10% miscellaneous things around the company. And not every day looks the same on the job. There are some days where I have meetings all day and I code only for an hour or so. And there are other days where I have no meetings and I code for the whole day. The variety of my days help me to maintain a good balance. Anyways, I hope that gives a little more clarity into what I do at work. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for new videos. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And leave a comment down below if you have any questions or if you'd like to tell us what your workday looks like. See you next time and hope you have a great day.